Dad?
He's got to get a reaction all the time. It's got to be like, even his doctor's got to be like, whoa, dear God.
Why are you so hard for me right now in this hospital? It's just a blood drop.
Where's Dad?
Where's Dad part
Episode
2?
two.
Episode 2.
Part two.
The sequel. Two gone, two dead.
Where's our other dad?
They're gay. That's great.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I did Roosters. That was nice.
Yeah.
It's a warm weekend, so I had a date out on the beach after Roosters. That was nice.
You went out, in the city. You went back out to the beach
Yeah,
after.
Chrissy Fields.
That's nice.
It was really nice.
Must have been packed.
No, it was
No?
like 11 p.m.
Oh, at night you went
yeah,
out for-
after Roosters.
Oh, real
There was like
non-conforming
couple.
beach
Yeah,
activities.
yeah. No one tells us what to do. We just sat and looked at the stars. It was very pretty.
Nice.
It's so warm. I love a warm night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it hot in the city, even at night?
It was, yeah. It was at least like 73, 75 at night.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, it was like, well, it was probably like high 60s where I live, but it was only high 70s, maybe 80s, even during the day. So
That's good. That's
we
better.
lucked out.
It was very. How's your weekend?
It's good. I did the Santa Cruz Comedy Festival.
Oh, how was that?
It was pretty fun. DNA does a great job pulling it all together. I don't know how he does it by himself, but
He's a wizard.
he is, legitimately. He has, I don't know, we had a good time. A lot of good hangs. Like, it was fun.
Yeah.
Comics ended up at the same place at the end, so we all got to kind of like hang around, shit talk, and drink,
That's
which is
so
always
fun.
the best. And got to take pedicabs all over town.
That looked cool. I saw a picture in the stories.
Yeah, that was very cool. And then all the shows are good. We even did. Oh, I have a really fun. I did a show in a barbershop.
In a barber shop?
Yeah.
While they were doing barbering?
No, they halted that activity.
That makes sense.
Yeah. They stopped that, but they had like all the chairs lined up in the middle, and we were
Yeah.
kind of like in the window of the shop. So like if
Uh-huh.
you were looking in, you'd be looking at my butt type thing.
Oh,
But, you know,
cool.
from the outside, but people inside obviously saw my face. And they did, so they had everyone lined up, and I was waiting for the show to start. I got there as one of the first comics, and I was waiting, and I saw everybody walk in, whatever. And at one point, a little kid walked in, and I was like, oh. And I was there with Natasha Collier, and we're like, oh God, there's gonna be like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old at the show. This is gonna be horrible. Luckily, the parents had somebody, like walk them out. So the show started, and I have a new bit that I've been trying about the Paralympics,
Uh-huh.
and I've only said it once. It went pretty well. It was fine.
Can we know the bit?
It's nothing. Yeah, I mean it's nothing great, but it's like it just talks basically about talking with my daughter about the Paralympics, and she thought that I realized in the conversation that she thought the para in Paralympics meant that all the athletes were paralyzed,
Oh.
and then usually the audience similarly has that recognition. They're like, oh, that's not what it stands for.
Oh, do they all think that's what it stands for?
It feels like it every time. Every time I said
Oh.
it, I've only said it like 3 times now or whatever, but
Huh.
it feels like the audience is like, oh wait, that's not what it stands for.
Huh.
It stands for parallel.
Yeah.
So so there's that aspect there. It goes on a little bit farther, but the little bit farther part is a little probably not like controversial or anything. It's just like I'm still a little apprehensive probably saying it in front of somebody
Yeah.
that might be in like a wheelchair. I don't think it's derogatory. I'm fairly certain it's not.
What the hell are you saying, Phil? What are you saying in front of these people?
So the thing I basically say, like, so she says apparently, I said, but the thought of the paralyzed Olympics is pretty fucking cool. I said it would finally make luge interesting. I said, but soccer would still probably be really low scoring. But so I don't think that's not too bad, right?
Yeah.
But so when I got on stage, I walked in and I stood up on stage and I looked out, and then I see literally front row guy in a wheelchair.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, just took the wind out of my sails because I don't feel confident saying the joke. And especially like in a small, I mean, there was maybe 20 people in the whole room,
Yeah.
and he's the one guy in the very front row. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, this is going to make everyone feel awkward. I'm
Yep.
going to feel awkward. So I just panicked and, I was like, all right, don't do that set. So I'm like trying to switch on the fly.
Oh, you didn't do it?
And I didn't do it. So then after my set, I went to the back and Ruben was hosting and I went to the back and I was like, I just like kind of whispered. I was like, that's so crazy. I was like, I have this bit about the Paralympics. And then I saw the guy sitting in the front row and I was like, I'm not strong enough to do this. And he goes, yeah, that's crazy. And then a couple other comics formed. Then Jaleesa was on the show, Jaleesa Robinson. So then after her set, we were going to take the pedicab over to the place. So we're walking over towards the pedicab and I'm explaining to her what happened. I go, that's so crazy. I had my paralyzed bit. And I said, but then there's that guy in the front row. And she goes, what guy in the front row? And I go, the guy sitting in the wheelchair in the front row. She goes, he wasn't sitting in a wheelchair. He was in the barber chair. It was just turned to the side. Because he's like propped up in the, with the feet up and all the thing. I thought he was just sitting in a barber chair or sitting in a wheelchair the whole time. And I was like, oh my, wait, I'm pretty sure. Someone texting Ruben, I was like, hey, is that guy in the front? Was he in a wheelchair or was he in a barber chair? And he's like, yeah, he was in the barber chair. And I was like, well, why didn't you say anything when I said like that was crazy? He's like, I didn't have the heart to tell you. It's like, oh man.
It's just a man who wanted a haircut.
just sitting there patiently waiting. And I was like, oh, he's got the comfiest seat in the house. But
it's so funny that he scared you off.
I just took all the wind out right when I stood up. I was like, oh, dear God. Probably not going to be able to say that one and still feel confident.
If you didn't notice he was in the chair, you would have continued. Or if you noticed he's in the chair, if you had been brave enough to just do the joke, despite seeing him in the chair, you'd go walk away being like, every person in a wheelchair loves this joke.
Look, I've done this in front of one guy who's in a very stable, cushiony wheelchair.
Probably fully paralyzed.
He was drinking a beer, and he loved it. In fact, he stood up and gave me an applause break.
My joke cured him. That's so funny.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. But yeah, it was great. Other than that, got to pop around town, saw Doug Benson. He was doing stuff. And he has a whole outdoor venue. Did you do it last year?
I did it some year, but not last year. I don't
They
think.
had a whole outdoor venue at one of the breweries. That was really cool. But yeah, it was fun. It was great. Just good hangs all around. Just a lot of driving back and forth, unfortunately.
Did I tell you that for a while I was conflating the Paralympics with the Special Olympics?
No. I think you had a T-shirt that said that for a while, but I didn't know what that meant.
No, he thought it was just a cool band I liked. I was dating a guy who was an Olympian.
Okay.
And he'd done the Rio Olympics, the Standard Olympics, the Unparalleled Olympics. And then he had won gold later in, I forget where it was, which Olympic place it was, but he had won gold.
Tokyo or something, one of those.
In the Paralympics. Okay. Leading a blind Olympian through triathlon stuff.
Nothing. I thought something tragic happened to him in between Olympics. All right.
Yeah, it was really tragic. He started in the Unparalleled Olympics, went to Paralympics, and then went to Special Olympics, and it was a lot.
It was a crazy 12 years.
Yeah, it was a great 12 years for my buddy. No, I kept telling everyone, when we had started dating, blah, 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 and he was in the Special Olympics, and I told so many people this, and then later I'm like, I realized, I looked at your Wikipedia, and it was he's like, yeah, the Paralympics is different. I'm like, yeah, the Paralympics is different. You're right. But isn't it interesting? I never would think that it makes sense that the people leading people through the Paralympics, who are blind, it makes sense that they would win medals too, because they're doing the same running, jumping, swimming, and all that. So he won gold for that. Isn't that interesting?
It's interesting. It makes no sense.
Tell me more.
I mean, that's it's a guide.
But they're running too. They're doing the same activity of running, jumping, swimming. Probably a lot of the leads are former Olympians who...
Yeah, but it's not based on what they're doing.
What do you mean?
I mean, they're only running as fast as the blind person can run.
Yeah, or maybe a little faster.
Oh, yes. If they're actively pulling people through the events, then maybe I'll grant you. Maybe then they
Yeah,
should
because
get
I
the
gotta
gold
go. Here's
medal.
where the bike is. Tap around here.
Just pulling him down the track. Like, come on, buddy. You got this.
I can't tell if we're gonna have to cut all of this or not.
Yeah, I can't tell either. But yeah, but I don't think the guide should get it. That seems. I mean, does the coach like on the what is the right term?
Okay,
It's not normal
coach is
Olympics, but it's-
different. I keep calling it the unparalleled
And
Olympics.
unparalleled. It's the other parallel.
It's
in
the other
parallel.
parallel.
It's the next two Olympics.
The
but,
multiverse.
but when so the coach doesn't get it, right?
Well, coach isn't running along with you the whole time on the actual
I get it, but he's not.
competition.
He's not driving. The guy running with you is not driving that athlete. He's doing nothing other than literally pointing the way or pulling
And
them in
keeping
the
up
way.
with him the whole time.
And keeping up with
They
them.
probably have to train just as much as the Olympians who are there.
You would hope so.
Yeah.
That would be. He's like, I'm an Olympic runner in the Paralympics, but this guy just slacking the whole time, eating.
Just shouting from far, far away. Go left.
Go left, buddy. No, other left.
Okay, so I'm hearing you want to take away my buddy's gold medal from him.
Yeah, and I mean, it's very nice what he's doing,
Yeah.
and it is like hard work for sure.
Yeah.
But it feels like a volunteer position.
You can't win gold for volunteer positions.
No, I mean,
How funny. Yeah, it's definitely different.
how do they do with like swimming? I guess there's a little more guidelines there, right?
I don't really know. Because you'd just be underwater like. You know how you sound underwater.
Yeah, they got like double wide lanes. How do they do that? Well, I guess you can swim next to each other in a lane. That wouldn't be
Yeah.
too hard. But you see the people that, are doing it. They're not. It must only be track, because I've seen it in Paralympic swimming, and they like literally will bonk their head into the wall.
Yeah.
Usually because they don't have a arm or whatever to hit the
to
wall
stop
with.
it. Yeah, so they bonk. I know they at least do bikes because I saw him in a TikTok leading his
leading the guy
guy
in the bike.
to find the bike. Yeah.
Hmm.
I keep doing this hand motion because the blind guy was doing this motion to find it while my friend Greg was shouting where to go.
Where to go?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely necessary, but it feels like it's only in certain ones, though.
Yeah. I think it depends on your para as well.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Is it just blind then?
no, I don't think the whole Paralympics is just blind. They're just
No,
called the
it's
Blind
not.
Olympics. Or the
The
Blimpics.
para blind.
Para-blind Olympics.
Yeah.
I didn't know it's for parallel. That's why I had that reaction when you said Paralympics. I'm like,
You didn't know.
parallel.
Yeah, it's like next to and
Yeah.
adjacent to the other Olympics.
I think I hadn't thought what it stood for. I'm just
That's
like,
the thing. That's what I think when I say the joke. I don't think anybody.
no, they'll
Everyone
go,
just goes,
ah.
Oh, I guess I did think it was paralyzed.
Uh-huh.
But that's where the joke comes in.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So you told that joke to a guy in a barber chair.
I did not tell the joke. I was
Oh, yeah, you did.
scared of the
You're
guy
too
in the
scared.
barber chair. I feel like such an idiot.
That's really funny.
Yeah, but it's good. It was fun. Otherwise, all the hangs was really good. Getting to see everybody.
Oh, that's good.
It's good. What else? What else did you do? Any dates this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The beach one?
Oh, that was a date.
Yeah,
That wasn't a hang.
it was a date.
Mm.
It was a date.
First date?
Nope.
Nope.
Few
Follow-up
dates
date.
in.
Few dates in.
Yeah.
Nighttime dates.
Yeah.
This was after Saturday Late Show?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, it was only one show.
Yeah, the Saturday show.
So you're done by like 9 or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I didn't get to the city until maybe 10 or 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, we picked up sushi and then went to the beach.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm going to cut this out or not.
Okay.
He's got a crazy dick.
Like a crazy straw dick or like crazy size?
It's too wide.
too wide.
It's so
It's girthy.
it's really girthy.
Crazy.
It's scary.
Is it like more girthy than long?
No,
Where
that's
it's like
crazy.
a toad. And you're like, Jesus.
No,
what
no, no.
this?
It is a standard to
Standard.
maybe longer dick,
Hmm.
but the width is real ruh-roh.
Was this found at the beach? Is this where you
Yeah, I found it on the beach on the shore. I was like, this is crazy.
Crazy. Well, I'm thinking maybe like if you pulled it out under the moonlight, like maybe it was you saw. I mean, you touched
I
it.
assessed with more than my eyes.
Okay. I was sure it was just like an illusion from the moonlight.
No, no, it was crazy. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Super girthy is probably scary.
Yeah.
More than long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although longs.
Longs, I don't need that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
More noodle than toad.
Exactly. More noodle
I
than
don't know why I
toad.
keep saying toad. I don't know. Toads are
Are you thinking
girthy?
about chode?
Probably. But
Yeah.
what is it? I don't even know what a chode is really.
Chode is like a big short boy.
A big short.
A big short boy.
Like a mushroom.
Yeah.
That's chody.
Yeah, that's chody.
Oh. I always thought chode was just like a real dickhead.
Oh, that's cute.
Like that dude's a chode. He's just a piece of shit.
I'm so happy to be teaching you chode.
Yeah,
I
this is
never thought
great.
this would happen.
Today you're my dad.
Yeah, I'm dad. It's a chode.
All right. that's a
Son, one
chode.
day.
Son, you'll see a chode one day. That's great. So were you like visibly like, "Ugh."
I had a strong reaction.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a strong, and a lot of words. I said a lot of words. I asked a lot of questions.
He's like, I'm just going to put it away. Is that okay?
He's like, I'm so sorry. Actually, I did it.
Gotta go back.
Other people are pleased. You don't. I'm so sorry.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Well, I was telling him, and you might enjoy this. I went to a birthday party once that turned really different.
I don't know why it was in my head like a family children's birthday, which sounds, it's like, yeah, this kid's birthday took a real left turn one time. There was chodes everywhere.
So weird. Yep. Tiny chodes everywhere. A birthday party for a friend
Of adults.
of adults,
Okay.
all adults. And then it turned different. And I showed up at that party. I mean, I was there before it turned weird.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I was is kind of how I think you would imagine me in that situation, which is very Muppet-like. You know, a dick comes out and I'm like, cool dick. Boobs attention. I'm like, cool boobs. Like, just like a little like, that's neat the whole time.
You're like, whoa, look at those lips. That's crazy.
That's wild. Cool. Wowie wow wow.
That's I've never had a birthday turn into that. That's a wild birthday.
It is a wild. It was wild.
Did you know these people?
Yeah.
You
Well,
knew all these people?
I knew once it turned weird, some people peeled off who weren't down for the wacky stuff.
Okay.
And the people who were left, I only knew the couple whose house it was. The rest I didn't really know. I'd met at the party, but I didn't know
Right.
before then. But this couple, and they're lovely. They're married now. At the time, they were fiancés.
Mhm.
And I remember we were hanging out, and the dude fiance, the fiance, he was like, he's kind of like flirting with me for
Mhm.
the first half hour and like touching me. And I'm like thinking like, how am I going to tell my girlfriend that this is happening? Like, this is going to be such a
Yeah.
like tough. I feel awkward, bad about whatever. So we're sitting on a couch at one point and she's on one side. I mean, he's on the other side and he's being touchy and flirty. And she turns to me and she goes, hey, just want to check in. Are you okay with that? And I was like, are you okay with this? What the fuck is going on? And she's like, oh, we've been wanting to fuck you for a while. And I was like, someone should let me know. Like, you should let someone know. Because
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to be a good friend to her.
Yeah.
And like,
How long had you known her?
I had known her, I want to say, at least a couple of years since before lockdown. And this was maybe a
Wow.
couple of years into lockdown.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Which part? That they wanted to fuck me? Is that so fucking crazy,
Yeah,
Phil?
that part. That's insane. They didn't see you reacting to chodes and boobs like that. They're like, we still want to fuck her. That's
And
crazy.
I will tell you, the order is reversed.
Oh, okay. All right.
Once they saw me reacting that way, they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't be here. You should be in a magic show or something."
That's crazy. So did you? I mean, what was the invite to this party? Was there like after 9 it gets crazy?
No, nothing of the sort. It was a normal birthday party. I called it.
BYOC, just
And V, that's for the vibrator. All of it. No, we were beforehand. I called her up and I'm like, "Hey, what should I wear? Should I look cute?" And she's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Are there gonna be any like single people there?" And she's like, "All the dudes there will be gay." And I'm like, "Cool. All right. I get to do whatever I want, you know?" All the dudes there aren't gay. There are people there who also aren't dudes,
yeah.
you know? And no, it was a normal birthday. Okay, it feels crazy to describe how it changed into a not normal birthday party.
Yeah, I feel like there has to be like a light switch happen, like red light.
Yeah. I will say some context for this is the reason I met her is she used to do storytelling at my kink comedy show.
Okay.
That's how I first met her. So I
Gotcha.
recommended her, and then she and I became friends.
Gotcha.
And so then at this birthday party, it was a normal birthday party. Then someone suggested that we do whiskey slaps. Does that mean anything to you?
No, I mean I can kind of guess.
Yeah. What would you guess?
You take a shot of whiskey and hold it in your mouth, and then someone hits you, and you got to swallow it.
Oh, yeah, kind of like that. That's more or less it.
Yeah.
I think you get to swallow and then they slap.
Oh, swallow and then
Yeah, so you don't spit whiskey everywhere. Yours is more comical.
Yeah, mine is.
Spit take after
I thought the
spit
goal
take.
was to be able to take a shot while you're holding it in your mouth. I was like, how much of a man are you? Like, yeah. Not thank you. Thank you for letting me swallow this. Now please slap me.
I wish it was yours because it'd be so funny just to see everyone like
Yeah.
spilling whiskey out of their mouth.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
It was
So you're
you're in
doing
a
whiskey
circle.
slaps.
We're in a circle, and someone's explaining at the start like the correct way to do slap safely, because we're in San Francisco. Everyone
Okay.
loves kink, and so
Yeah.
there's a safe way to slap. You know, you're supposed to use this part of your hand, not this part of your hand,
The fingers, not the palm.
not the palm.
Okay.
And you're supposed to go only for the meatier part of the face. So you don't want to get up here in bone or two here. You want to be like right in the. So they teach us how to do that. And then we go in a circle, whiskey slap, in a circle. And then after that, I think everything changes.
Wait, let's stay on the whiskey. So are they?
Yeah.
Are people like really upping the game as the slap goes on?
Like, are they slapping harder and harder?
Yeah, and like depending on who it is, or are you? Can you say like, take it easy?
I think you could. I don't think anyone did say take it easy.
Mm.
I am so scared at slapping. I'm such a timid slapper.
Are you okay on whiskey shots?
I can do a shot because it's fast.
Okay, yeah. But
I'm
I feel
not-
like it's not your thing. You're
No,
not like,
I need a
Okay.
chaser, whatever.
all right, I need someone to
I
slap
need
me
someone to slap me.
aggressively. You're like, now I really need someone to slap me after it.
I was actually the one who suggested whiskey slaps.
They're like, we're not into that shit, Natasha. Come on. We're just here to fuck each other.
And I was like, what? Cool.
Let's get the slapping done and then we can get
Let's
into
get some
that.
business. Yeah.
So after that, then they were just like clothes coming
Suddenly
off.
stuff started changing. That some people peeled away, some people were doing kissing. I'll tell you, it was not enough people there for the sexy stuff. It was too few people where you feel a lot of pressure to be part of it because there's not enough. It's like when you have like a 6-person audience and some people are like, I gotta really laugh really hard.
Yeah. It's like there's way too much eye contact going on.
Exactly.
So how many people is it?
I feel like by that point, like 6 or 7. So like I touched my friend's fiance's dick. I touched my friend's boobs. I said exactly what I told you. Cool dick.
They're like, thank you so much, Natasha. That means so much.
Yeah. Near the end of the night, the fiance, it was like him and I, you know, and he was like, you know, I think we could have a lot of fun together, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're so right. We could, but I gotta go home, you know? And just for the record, he has a great dick.
Okay.
Great dick. But I Turns out I need like a lot of emotions. I feel like I had
The
to be
slapping
so
wasn't
drunk.
enough.
No, it wasn't enough. I need constant fear, not just a moment of fear.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Now. Okay.
Yeah. I think without the emotions, it kind of just all feels like meat on meat.
Okay.
It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great. So, are they still your friends now?
Yeah, I went to their wedding like a year or two ago.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's so like. I mean, I know I'm like Captain Suburbs, but like, I couldn't even imagine doing that at my friend's house. If he's like, "Hey, we've been wanting to fuck you for a long time," I'd be like, "Dear God."
Why did you tell me earlier? I think you're just in the wrong suburbs, Phil.
I guess. I
Yeah,
don't know.
or the right ones.
Maybe the right ones.
It was
I don't
a
know.
real plot twist. I didn't see it coming.
I mean, kudos to you that you're game. You're like, all right, I guess I'm here. Like, it's a long bus ride. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it was a long bus ride. That was the real problem. The whole time I'm like, when's it arriving? Pick me up, Mom. I was kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound. I mean, not where I was like actually doing anything cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was really a lot of me touching a thing and going, that's cool. Circling around getting more drinks.
You're just there for moral support. You're like, good job. Look at you
cheerleader.
fitting that in there.
I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
You're doing good work, buddy.
No lube. Look at you.
Wow.
Really,
Couldn't
really
be me.
putting in the work. That's intense. Crazy. High five,
Yeah.
buddy.
That was me. I was hired for fun.
I do like that. Just the just the person walking around being super confident, happy, cheering people on, not participating.
I'm the personality hire of the sex party.
This is Natasha. She'll be your hype man for the night.
Don't worry, whatever you do, she's going to think it's really cool. She'll be like, I've never seen anything like it. She probably hasn't.
Probably hasn't. And she'll never be able to explain it. But she's here for you tonight.
Yeah, I think that's why they invited me.
That's crazy. So there was single guys there. That were straight, or were they all
Yeah.
kind of bi, or is it?
I'm guessing there was one that I assumed was gay, but then we had flirted a bunch, and afterwards he and I went on maybe one date. One or two dates, I don't remember.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He was to some people in the kink scene, kink/poly scene, I don't know. It feels like that's all they talk about. Probably like people in comedy scenes or whatever, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like,
Yeah, it's like instead of like done any cool shows lately, it's like you fucked
Like-
any cool people lately.
in any wacky ways.
Yeah. Wow, you really are teaching me a lot today.
Yeah,
This is
I'm
great.
Dad.
You are Dad today.
Where's Dad? He's here.
It's right there. He's at the kink party.
High fiving everyone, giving them orange slices.
Good job, buddy. I'm proud of you. You're more a dad than you ever knew.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even think of any party that I've been to that has changed in that drastic of a notion. Like
Yeah.
maybe once like dancing broke out. I was like, that's crazy. I didn't think we'd be dancing to this one.
Who knew we could do this with our bodies?
Yeah, who knew? I mean, I'm not doing it, but clearly these people are doing it. I just didn't expect them to be doing it now.
Okay, if everyone was dancing, would you go around saying, cool moves?
I am that guy. I will be like, dude, you were fucking killing it out there. And they'll be like, who are you? And I'll be like, I was the guy standing on the corner with my drink,
Watching everything.
watching everything you did.
And it was cool.
It was some of the coolest moves I've ever seen. Good job, buddy.
I think you'd be great at these sex parties. You and I be a little team walking around. I'm like, neat stuff. He's like, she's right. That was pretty cool.
Buddy, if I had a trophy for you right now, you would be getting it. Yeah, I think I can't. I don't. Even if it just. I mean, how do people leave I mean, you said some people left and they were like, "Oh, this isn't my thing."
Yeah, and none of them said that. Just like, oh, tired. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, whatever. Dumb
It
excuses.
was just real like awkward moment.
It was not awkward, actually.
Oh no.
No. Sorry. The way I expressed it was for sure awkward.
Okay.
I think people, it just seemed like normal leaving. It seemed like normal leaving. And then that's it. And then I left.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How long did you stay? It was still going on when you left.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How long did you stay?
My friend was still eating someone out or being eaten out by someone.
Yeah.
I stayed pretty late. I was probably one of the last final four.
Final four, but
Final four, final
you
five.
made it.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, I'm in the finals.
That's great. I'm super proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I say that all to say that's exactly how I reacted to this guy's wacky dick.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
So you're not at the beach. You're someplace.
Car.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like
Very high
on the
school.
couch you're sitting on. Like, oh god.
Right here. His dick was like this much of the couch. It was.
On the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot in the car.
Yeah.
Just because it's already kind of what kind of car?
I don't know that.
I don't know what you don't know. You don't know what cars are?
A little black car.
That narrows it down.
Not big or wide.
Okay.
Not proportional to the dick.
He's not a real, like, my dick is my car guy.
No.
Okay.
Although he is a grower.
Grower, yeah.
So at no mast, it's proportional to the car.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's like a little.
Do you prefer a grower or a shower?
I've been thinking about that. I think I prefer a grower.
Yeah. It's like a little surprise.
It
You're like,
is.
where is it going to stop?
It's actually just like you last episode where you're like, they have no idea what I'm gonna.
I'm so glad you finished that sentence. I was like, my wife's going to be pretty fucking pissed at that mode. It's like, wait, what are you saying?
When you're at an event and you know you're a comedian and no one else does, and you're like,
it's a little
I could.
superhero.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's big superhero vibes. I know nothing about your dick other than
Yes.
what you've said on stage to thousands of people.
Yes, that's all for public knowledge. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It is like a little. It's another surprise. You don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
Literally. You don't. Yeah, I guess that would be better.
I think it's better, and I think it's I think it could, and I don't know man life. Some dudes I know with huge businesses down there,
Yeah.
who aren't growers, I think they can have a bigger ego about it.
Yeah.
Because I think maybe you're getting like complimented in the. Do you guys compliment each other in the locker room? Like, hey, cool dick. Do you guys do what I do? But in the
No, but I might start. I need more friends.
it'll make
Hey,
you
buddy,
friends
cool
real
dick.
fast.
Yeah, no, we're not complimenting each other. If we're not even looking at it, well, I guess some are looking at it.
Yeah,
You
some
take
are
a
looking
peek.
at it.
There's
You
probably
gotta
like
know.
dear God, who knew
Yeah.
we had that? But there are definitely some guys that are like I went to, I forget what gym was in the city, but there was some guy like definitely like shaving with his leg up on the fucking like bathroom sink level stuff. And
Yeah.
I was like, here? That's what you're going to do?
Wow.
But yeah, we're not doing that. But yeah, I think it's probably just more confidence when it's that big all the time.
I think so.
But it probably, I mean, it grows a little bit, right?
Showers grow a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, showers grow a little bit for sure. Yeah. Even
Yeah.
showers can grow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I think it is much better when it's just like a solid
Yeah.
full growth.
Yeah, I think it's better. I think it's just better.
Yeah. Be kind of cool if girls did that. Sorry, women had
It'd be cooler if girls did it.
you're definitely getting me canceled.
Your wife's going to hate this.
I know. No,
If
'cause
women did it.
yeah, if women did. Well, just like if it was like boobs, I mean, I guess that'd be, you wouldn't want like lips growing or anything, but like if it was boobs,
Why wouldn't you want lips growing?
I mean, like down to the floor, like what it was going, you're like, Jesus, okay.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, like I don't need a tablecloth or anything. I just
No.
need,
Just just need a new skirt.
Yeah. Just need a little fringe at the bottom. That's it. But if boobs were like showers and growers,
Yeah, that'd be a fun surprise.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, that's pretty much what it's like for you guys, right?
Yeah.
'Cause you don't know.
No.
So if it's just kind of like everyone's an A cup until,
Yeah, it's kind of like
Shirts come
that.
off.
It's kind of like that.
do you, have you ever been like wildly wrong where you're like, this guy's probably got a hog? And then you're like,
I
Dear
almost
God.
never think this guy's probably got a hog. I never think that.
you never think that.
I
Okay.
always assume probably not much happening,
Right.
and then usually pleasantly surprised.
That's probably the best way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going the other way is definitely
Yeah.
setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah. I definitely like assumed that already with this guy.
Yeah. And then you're like, dear God,
Yeah. I
what's
would.
its name?
I asked that. I just assumed everyone names him.
No.
No name.
No.
No name.
No name.
Does your wife have a name for it?
No.
Okay.
No. When I was a kid growing up in England, you call it a willy
Okay.
just because that's
Yeah.
slang for it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's cute with a British accent.
Yeah.
But wait, so did you like halt all operations to start the conversation about his dick?
I asked a lot of questions.
You also said earlier that you may cut all this, and we're probably gonna have to record an extra hour if we are, because this is all we're talking about.
We can keep it all.
So you like everything came to a halt.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, let's talk.
Well, it's not like stuff was gonna get like necessarily like. It's not like, for me, sex wasn't on the table. It wasn't gonna happen.
Gotcha.
But I had a lot of questions. I had a lot. I was like, were you just waiting the whole time to burst this out and so excited because you're like, she's gonna love this, you know? And he's like, no, I didn't even know this would happen, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, have you ever not gotten a reaction?
Hmm.
And he's like, once I didn't, and it was kind of confusing. Yeah, I bet.
He's got to get a reaction all the time. He's got to be like, even his doctor's got to be like, whoa, dear God.
Why are you so hard for me right now in this hospital? It's just a blood drop.
Yeah. Yeah, there's got to be a ton of reaction all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. There should be reaction every time.
I'm still curious. So you fully stopped what you're doing?
Again, there wasn't a lot about to happen.
I mean, it was out.
It was out.
Okay.
It was out, and it was out the preface like, this is coming out, but nothing has to happen with it. He might have said it that way, but it was very like
I don't know what part of your date ends with show and tell, but
all my dates are actually like, oh, you brought that dick. I brought this Rubik's Cube.
I got this in 8th grade. Isn't it cool?
Let's
Super
see who can
girthy.
solve it first.
So it was out, but nothing was happening with it?
I touched it.
Okay. All right.
And that's when I was like, that's when I had a lot of questions. I'm like, this is
Gotcha.
crazy.
And then I'm saying that's when it stopped for conversation.
I didn't stop touching it.
Well, yeah, you seem pretty interested at this point. But like you turned on the interior light, you started like,
I brought out my binoculars, so I didn't need them. So I brought out the magnifying glass. I didn't need that actually.
you're like, let me get a panoramic setup on this
Yeah.
bad boy.
I brought out the PA. Everyone, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I had a lot of. Did you always know you had a big dick? When did you first know it was big?
Yeah.
When did you realize it? Blah blah blah. How do women react to this? Does this fit in people? You know? And he's like, I've had some people who are like, that's just not happening. And I'm like, just so you know, this is never going in my butt. I let him know right up top.
Yeah. That's real smart. You're a real laying down the law type of girl. You're like, just so you know.
That's really cool. Nah, but
Oh man. So he was like open to all those questions. He was very forthcoming.
oh yeah, he's like a real, and I like it when he's like a very like sweet, soft-spoken, like shy,
Mhm.
like nice, mild-mannered, like thoughtful guy. So it's so funny when they have
'Cause he's got a
surprises.
monster in his pants. That's why.
I know. He's scared every day. He's like, I have to hide the beast.
Gotta keep. Mine was a superhero. His is the Hulk. That's why he's coming out.
And it was green. Which he
You're
said
like,
was
that's
normal.
why. Yeah, that's why it's not going in my butt. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's green.
Yeah, I got questions. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a well played. Like if you're like packing, then it's like quiet confidence, where you're like, you'll never see this coming.
Yeah. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
that's
Yeah.
impressive.
And then I think by the end of the evening, I was just kind of angry about it.
Angry
It just seems,
is unfair.
well, it's not unfair. Just like, you must be so proud of yourself having a dick like that. It just makes me angry that they can be so big. I don't know. It's something about it. I'm just like, this is upsetting.
I guess.
Also, like, I don't know if it's going to fit.
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's got to be intimidating. For
Yes.
sure.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it's also like, it starts questioning relationship stuff too, right? Where you're like, is this a satisfaction thing? If that doesn't happen, we can't do this.
Yeah.
Like that just ends it there.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe. I haven't thought all about that. We're just going on a few dates.
We're just pulling our dicks out in
I
parking lots.
complimented you.
All right. That's all we're doing. It was a toll road, and we were just pulling it out.
We're just doing a show and tell.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's probably same confidence as like women with big boobs, right? They probably
But you all know, we all know that they
But
got
it's
the big boobs.
right, but it's a confidence thing, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
Fuck you. I don't know.
I was just asking you. I have no idea. I'm just basing on your thoughts and feelings.
Okay, my best friend, who maybe you've met,
Okay.
she's got sick tits.
All right. Okay. I don't know if you see what I have packing, but shirt's a little tight, so I
Hers
kind
are
of know.
almost that size.
All right, I need to go on a diet of some sort.
Hers are wild, but she, since youth, has had a mother who's like put them away, and you don't want attention for this. And I think
Yeah.
like young girls growing up get freaked out by that attention too. So hers are always kind of like hidden, high turtlenecks, blah blah blah,
Yep.
all of that. You never see cleavage on her. Actually, she's always keeping that very covered.
Right.
You know, but then I think when dudes get to see him, they're like, whoa, you
Yeah.
know? And she does kind of get that compliment every time and is surprised,
Yeah.
like this guy, when they don't get that compliment on him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, I mean, you play it both ways, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're overly confident with it, maybe then it doesn't come off as confidence.
Yeah.
If they're like swinging them around at the bar, then you're like, okay.
You're like, okay,
Because even as a guy, you'd be like, okay, those are out for everybody.
we get it. We all saw him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not as special anymore.
No. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's probably a good way to play it. It is tough, though, because then it's like, if you had big boobs, I think everything shows them off in some way. You're like,
Yeah.
am I showing them off, or do I just have big boobs?
Yeah. I think that's what sucks about having big boobs. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm so happy I don't have big boobs.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You're part of the itty bitty titty committee.
I don't know about itty. There are some bitties. They're not that bad. I'm getting a third one now, but did you have any issues growing up with, like, body-wise? I know you talked about it before, but, like, as far as body-wise, like, where you were comparing and, like, being mad about it?
No.
No?
No. I never wanted big boobs.
Hmm.
And I'm still actually pretty happy. If someone was like, you can go a half size up or a half size down, like,
Yeah.
no, if they're like, we have a gun to your head and you gotta go. I think maybe I'd pick down more than up. I'm not really sure. Like, I kind of like the freedom of it.
Yeah.
I like that it's not what people look at about me. I like that I can wear whatever I want. And like, even if I wear something that's like pretty small, it doesn't look necessarily like big sexual,
Right.
because it's just kind of more, you're just not noticing it, you know?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And I guess, it's great. Yeah. I mean, that was the whole way growing up. You always felt that way.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I feel really lucky for it.
Yeah. Cause I know like, just growing up, I mean, I think you can't help but compare. Like I was always super skinny. So I was always kind of like the water polo kids would be in good shape for some reason.
Yeah.
Probably because they exercised every day of their
Who's
lives.
to say?
It could have been that. Maybe it was just me eating fast food all the time. But yeah, it's always like, how do they get those muscles? That's insane.
Yeah.
Like especially when you're like a freshman and then the seniors are like adults.
Yeah.
And you're like, dear God.
How do they look like beautiful humans?
Yeah, how does that happen?
I did compare about other things like hair. There's so much of ladies' hair that I wish was my hair.
We have great hair.
Thank you so much, but it's curly hair isn't. My mom didn't have my mom had curly hair, but she straightened it her whole life, and she taught me how to straighten it from a very young age. So I always had to straighten it. So I'd be like nervous about rain or nervous about swimming or like things that will change it. And I was so jealous of women who just had like perfectly silky, straight, easy hair.
Right.
Like that was a jealousy thing.
When did you feel like were you able to contain it at some point or like figure out how to use curly hair at some point?
Yeah, I think
early
around,
enough.
not early. No, this was just like a little bit after I started comedy that I started letting it go curly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, around 2016, 2017, I started finally getting so tired of straightening it.
Yeah.
It takes so long to straighten it. And then I'm like, I need to figure out how to just enjoy my curly hair. And I've loved it ever since.
And it's always if you got curly, you want straight. If you want straight, you want curly.
Yeah, you always get straight and be like, wow, it's so pretty. I wish I had. I'm like, you don't know the struggle. It's a struggle. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so much work.
It is.
Yeah.
It's work either way.
Yeah, I think so.
But that was the kind of thing I was jealous of.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Growing up, I was pretty jealous. I was just always, I was just always, I was going to say, I wasn't jealous. I just always thought, like, I want that. Which turns out.
I was just a man of many wants.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was always, I don't know, because I was always kind of like okay at everything. I wasn't like great. I was pretty good at baseball, but not like amazing. So like to be able to, it was just kind of middle of the road stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's why like when I got into comedy, I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at this. Like, this is good. This is fun.
That feels really nice.
Yeah, to finally kind of have that fulfillment. But I always did things too. Now that I look back, like I was pretty good at baseball, and I was a pitcher, so. That and then I did graphic design, all that, and then do comedy, which are all kind of imperfect arts. So what I kind of realized, I was like, in pitching, you can throw a pitch, and to you it could be a strike, to the batter it could be a ball, to the umpire it could be a strike. So like everyone has a different opinion of what
really
that
like
pitch
subjective
was.
stuff.
Right. It's all just how you viewed it. And then same in art. Like I could design something, and you could be like, Phil, that's utter shit. And I'd be like, I think it's the most beautiful thing I've ever made. And then somebody else could see it and be like, that's total garbage or whatever. So again, imperfect art. And same thing in comedy. Everyone can laugh.
Yeah.
Nobody can laugh. 3 people can laugh. It all just depends. And I realized like I feel like I have that imperfect art is kind of like something I enjoy for whatever reason. It's something I think I like, I guess, or strive to. But you're always trying to make everybody like it, which is what you're trying to strive to do.
I mean, aside from the pitching thing, it just sounds kind of like a focus on like creativity in general.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
But maybe pitches can be creative. I don't know, sports.
Yeah.
Or cars.
Yeah. So, I mean, pitching, you're trying to deceive the batter into thinking, and then it's also a mind game. He thinks I'm going to throw a fastball, but I'm going to throw a curveball. Why? And
it's like poker.
Yeah, poker or chess. It's just a big game of that, trying to figure out. And then you're trying to deceive that you're throwing a curveball, but you want him to think you're actually throwing a fastball. So,
have you thought about getting into magic?
No. Why? Oh, because the deception?
Yeah, you're like, oh, look over here. And then you're like, haha, bunny.
I don't think it's, that's deception though, right? That's not.
It's a showmanship, which is basically comedy. I'm just saying you should think about it.
My dad was a magician.
Because he disappeared?
No, he really was. He was one with my brother.
What?
He and my brother did comedy. I keep trying to remember now because they did like a show they were in the International Brotherhood of Magicians. It's a thing. And yeah.
Your dad and your brother.
Yeah, so I was probably 12-ish,
Yeah.
maybe.
How old is your brother?
He was 8 years older than me, so he was about so I had to be maybe closer to 13 to 15, somewhere in there, because my brother's older than 21. So
Okay, so he's like legal magic doing age.
yes, legal magic age. And yeah, my dad got super into magic. He loved he loved it. He did everything. He did like the cutting in half. He did the like, you know, tying someone up, putting them behind a curtain, and then they were able to like throw stuff over the shower curtain. But he did that. He did that act, and then he had my brother involved, and they entered some magic show in Oakland. And I was trying to think of like if it was a venue that we do comedy in
Yeah,
now.
that'd be so interesting.
Yeah, but
Was your brother like the sexy assistant?
he was just kind of the funny assistant.
Okay.
Like he was the kind of comic relief. My dad was the serious guy. My brother was the kind of comic relief to
Yeah.
it. Which I was very jealous of, for sure. I was always like, hey, do you guys maybe need like a third? Or would you, if maybe like you shrunk him and then like became me or something, would that be something we could do maybe? If there was possibly another top hat for me, if there was something.
So cute. And that's why you became a comedian.
Yeah, that's why I became
You
a
really just
comedian.
wanted to be a magician assistant.
Yeah. If I just had my own set of magic sets. But yeah, so yeah, they did that for maybe like 3 years or something.
Wow. What do you think was happening for your father around then? What was...
Well, I think he was always like, when we lived in England, he was like in pantomime. He was like in the like local community theater.
Okay, he's a wacky performer.
Yeah, he's a total performer.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, you would probably know it talking to him. He's not like outgoing.
Yeah.
He's similar to me, like pretty mild mannered. He's a superhero in disguise. And yeah, so he would do pantomime, and then, you know, he was tech guy. He was in the Royal Air Force and stuff. And so then when we came out here, still into tech, and then just kept doing it. But I think it was probably like a midlife crisis. I mean, so if I was like 14, 15, he was probably in like late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, probably 40s. So he's
Okay.
probably having a bit of a midlife crisis.
So, like, he started magic at the same time you started comedy.
Probably, yeah. Dear God.
You're following in your dad's footsteps. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. It's a great thing. We have very similar, but yeah, and then he brought my brother along, and I don't know why. I mean, he really got into magic. It was like he bought all these books, like, you know, like original Houdini books, like all this stuff, and he would do that, and then they love doing it. I'd sit there on the weekends and watch them practice, crying in the corner.
They don't know what I could do if I was out there.
Wait till they hear my dick jokes, then they'll have me in it.
I'll let you chop off my dick. You can saw it in half. It's better than a lady.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I also don't know why it stopped. I know they did this one show where they clearly should have won. Like, everyone fucking loved them.
Like the SFCC of magicians.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like. And then the guy who won it ended up being like the guy from the place of where the venue happened. It was like the organization,
Like home team stuff.
Yeah, it was like a real home team thing.
Yeah.
So he won, and we were like, listen to the audience, dude. They definitely won. So, but I don't remember why they stopped. I don't know what the, like, I should ask him.
Do you think it was a fight?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think there was like a magician's rift?
Between my brother and my dad.
Yeah, there's a break in the brotherhood.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I should ask him what it was.
Maybe he was like, you're supposed to pull a bunny out of the hat, but you pulled a hair. And it's different.
It's very different. Yeah, I don't know why they did. Yeah. But yeah, they did that for, like I said, like a few years, and they just loved it. And they're very funny. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
they're my brother is probably the funniest person I ever met. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He passed away. That's part one of the reasons I did comedy. Did I say it this last time?
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, he was super funny. He was always just cracking everybody up, but he was also drunk a lot too. So that didn't.
You would have been a perfect comedian.
He would have been. I think. Oh God, if he would have done it, it would have killed him sooner. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's rough. And if you didn't have that ability to turn it off, it'd have been rough.
Yeah.
But he would have been great.
Wow.
Yep.
Were you really proud of your dad and your brother when you'd see them up there?
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, very jealous.
Yeah.
I did want to be up there too.
Because you were a child with a lot of wants. You weren't jealous. You just had a
Wasn't
lot
jealous.
of wants.
I just wanted everything. Yeah, yeah. But yeah. I think I watch him. Yeah, but it was with jealousy because I was like, oh, I could do that, or I want to be funny on there too.
Yeah.
So I think that was part of it
Wow.
for sure. But I was like, that's really cool. They're doing this.
That's really
It's fun to
cute.
watch. Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Do you ever think about incorporating magic into your act? Do you ever think about it?
Not 1 second. No way. I couldn't do it.
That's wild that your dad was a magician. What did your mom feel about that?
Well, she was divorced from him for many years, so she was
okay.
probably like, okay, now what? Yeah. No, they divorced when I was like 5, so they'd been divorced for quite some time at that point.
That makes sense.
He had a wife as my stepmom, and
What did she think about the magic?
I don't know. I never talked to her.
That's fair.
I mean, definitely not on that level. I wasn't, I'm sure she was like, okay, midlife crisis,
Yeah.
figure this out. But yeah, I don't think she cared either way.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I never talked to her. I didn't really know.
Wow, it seems so funny to marry someone and then think you're going to have a normal life. And they're like, I'm turning into a magician.
Well, that's like with my wife, right? Like
I don't want to say that, but glad you did.
We always talk about it. She's like, I didn't plan to marry a comic. And I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, shit changes. I guess it is probably a midlife crisis of some sort.
Yeah.
But I think you get to an age where you're just like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. I want to do something else. Why don't I do the thing I always wanted to do?
Yeah, I agree.
So that kind of lays in just to the plan or whatever. But yeah, she definitely didn't know this was coming.
No.
Yeah, and probably hates it.
I'm sure it's a mixed bag. I'm sure she's like, I'm so jealous that he gets to do that. I wish I was out. I could be good at his act too. He should have me at his act too. I'm sure that's exactly what your wife says.
Yeah, no, she's like, I wish he made money. I wish he made money doing that. Then it would be fun. Then we'd all be having a good time.
One day it'll happen for us.
Yeah. Luckily, we have our Patreon.
Oh yeah, we have our Patreon.
Yeah, no Patreon, but
subscribe and
subscribe and like and comment.
share and tell your friends. And wow, reviews mean so much to us. Please.
Thanks to all our sponsors.
Yeah.